Okay, we're going to do some more. We're still in 6.1. Now we're on example 5. In this example, I again said write an equation in y equals mx plus b form, excuse me, for the line that passes through, sorry, these 2 points. Now looking at this, I'll take the note in a minute. Note you can use either point. I'll talk about that in a second. Do you have slope? So this is different than the other 2 examples I did in the other video, example 3 and 4, I believe they were, and I gave you slope. This time I did not give you slope. The reason I didn't give you slope because in Unit 5 we learned how to do slope. And how do we use slope? We use the formula. You must write down the formula. Put this line in the middle, please. So m equals, so I need this lined up, so it's not too far up, not too far down. And I want you to write down the formula. In the video for Chapter 5, I said these are subscript. So remember that these guys here, these are subscript. Subscript, which means they're below. Okay, so they're below, not exponents, so they don't go up at the top, right? So not m equals y2. No, that is not right. This is not right, right? So not this. So absolutely not this. Not. Okay, it's not exponents. They're subscript. Subscript. So below, they're numbering it. So in the videos for Chapter 5, I said they're numbering it. So you're saying that this is point 1 and this is point 2. You can alternate. It doesn't matter which point is the point 1 or point 2. It'll work out mathematically even if both of them are backwards. It'll work out exactly the same number. So if I say this is point 1, I call this x1, y1. So that's point 1. Then this one I could call it x2, y2. Right, so this is point 1, that is point 2. So that's the way you can label it. When you put it into the equation, so you must write the equation. The m, which is lowercase, so lower, not uppercase, please. And then I also want to see this beautiful formula, so this whole thing. Okay, this whole thing. So this whole thing, the whole formula, the m and this. Okay, and all of that is part of what we mark here. So I want the formula written properly, and then we're going to start putting it in. So y2, so see how I put the equals and I put the line first? I want that centered. y2 is negative 5. y1 is 3. So minus 3. It's always minus. x2 is this one, 2. Minus, it's always minus, negative 2. Minus negative 2. So make sure you know that it's always minus, right? So it's minus, minus, and then you're doing this. So we're going to go like this. Negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8. 2 minus minus 2 is 2 plus 2, and that would be 4. And some people ask me, can I write this as 2 plus 2? Sure. Right? So if you want to write 2 plus 2 instead of 2 minus minus 2, that's okay. But don't skip this step. I want to see this step as well, where the numbers are shown. So yes. Then you work this out, and then you always reduce it fully. So reduce this slope. You have to reduce your slope. And the short form I had for that before was ARF, always reduce your fraction. So if this can become a solid number, integer, without a denominator, just a denominator of invisible 1, that's great. Okay, but always reduce. You have to always reduce. Okay. Then to find b, we talked about this in the last example, I write the formula, y equals mx plus b, okay? And we are subbing in everything that we have. So this is the slope which I just found. I have 2 points. It doesn't matter which point you use. So here I said, note you can use either point as the point for the equation. So either one. Doesn't matter which one. I'm going to choose, it really doesn't matter. One of them's small, no, they're both about small numbers. Sometimes one number is a little smaller than the other. It's up to you which point you choose. So I'll just use this first point. So I'll just take this one as my xy. So that'll go in for my x, will go here, and then this will go in for the y. Okay, so that would go in here. This goes in for the y, which is 3. The m which is negative 2. The x is negative 2 as well, plus b. Okay. We always, always, always do multiplication first. Like, these steps are steady, which is why it's kind of nice. 3 equals, you multiply that, it becomes positive 4. And then you isolate this after. So you always bring this one over. So I want you always to do this multiplication first, then bring it over. And these are nice, steady steps. So it'll be 3 minus 4 equals b. So this will be negative 1 equals b. Then you take your two answers, you're all done. And you just have to do your, I like to do a therefore sentence because it makes me feel like I'm concluding, like, oh, now I'm done all this work. So I do therefore. You don't have to put the symbol though. So you can just do y equals m, which is negative 2, x, and then plus, I don't want plus minus 1, I just want minus 1. So remember, we're filling in your brain, you're filling in y equals mx plus b, and we always, always fill in the m and the b, which are these two parts here, right? And I don't want plus minus 1, so not plus minus 1, so not plus negative 1, right? Just simplify that to be minus 1. And that's it. It's beautiful, 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 gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'll do another one. So let's do one more. Okay, same process. I have 2 points. I don't have slope. I don't have b. I start with slope. I start with the formula. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. We plug this in, and we're going to go, this is point 1. It doesn't matter which one is which. It fixes itself. x2, y2, and we're plugging it in. So we're going to go a little bit faster. Make sure you try to line up your equal signs here, right? Make sure you have the whole of the formula. Look, I put that equal sign there. And we're going to go negative 3 minus negative 4. And you can put negative 3 plus 4 if you want. This is negative 2, that's x2, x1, minus 3. Okay, I'm going to put a line and start a new column, right? And I want the equal sign. See how I have all my equal signs and everything there? So all the equal signs. This is going to be negative 3 minus minus, so it'll be 1. And this will be negative 5. I don't want you to leave it that way. I always want you to fix this negative and move it up. I'm going to go negative 1 over 5. You can move it up or to the middle. I like it up on the top. To find b, I write down my formula. And yes, I want you to write it down. That's my x, right? So yes, I want the formula. Notice all the equal signs, no double equal signs. So if you look back here, equal signs here, no equal signs here. Equal signs here, no equal signs, no double equal signs. Okay. Over here, so you're going to fill this in. So one more time, this goes in for the m. Either one of the points, I don't care which one you want to use, I'll just use this point and sub it in for my xy. Okay, so here we go. My is negative 4, m is negative 1 over 5, x is 3 plus b. What did I say about whole numbers with fractions? I always put it over 1. You want to multiply first, so we're going to do this part first, and we're going to get negative 4 equals negative 3 over 5. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. Not done yet. The next step we always had was to bring this over. Okay, so it's always the same process. Multiply, then bring it over. So this will be negative 4 plus 3 over 5 equals b. Again, if we have fractions and whole numbers mixed up, I put it over 1. And now I need lowest common denominator.
Please dial 501.
So this will be 5, 5, and we're going to get negative 20 over 5 plus 3 over 5 equals b. Add those two, it'll be negative 17 over 5. Sorry, that's a little fast. This is fractions. You can slow it down on the side if you need to. And we're done. Oh, no, we're not done. We get to do our therefore. I always like this. It's kind of like, oh, all that hard work. Y equals This goes in for m. I want you to put the x here in the middle of the fraction, not on the top, not on the bottom. I want it right there in the middle. Okay, that's important. And yes, we mark that. We want that in the middle. And then this will be, instead of plus minus that, it'll just be minus 17 over 5. And I want that in the middle. I want the y equals. You don't have to put the therefore. That's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And we stop there. Beautiful.